Are you a person who works really hard but have little results? Oftentimes, do you have pending work for the other day? Do you feel exhausted at the end of the day and feel like having more time to finish your work? Do you want to significantly increase your income while having quality time with your family members? If your answers are yes for all these questions, this video is exclusively for you. Please watch it. I can remember at the early stage of my career as an assistant manager, I used to come to the office early in the morning. I worked till night. Sometimes it went up to 9 o'clock in the evening. I felt exhausted. I felt like I'm not producing excellent output, even I'm working hard. I had very little time for my personal life. One day my CEO taught me a very powerful lesson. I think it is one of the golden lessons I have ever learned in my life. Because it not only leveraged my income and social status beyond my expectation, but also I had more time for recreation and for further education. I'm going to share that golden rule, but in more elaborately, in more scientific way. This golden rule is called 80-20 rule or the Pareto principle because it was introduced by an Italian economist called Vilfredo Pareto in 1895. It says 80% of your results are given by 20% of your activities. I'm repeating for you. 80% of your results are generated by 20% of your activities. In another way, 80% of the value you generate to your organization is done by 20% of the activities you're going to execute. You understand? I will further simplify it for you. When you give more value to your organization, you give few activities elegantly, more productively. The challenge is you have to identify what are these few key value activities in your career. The organization is paying for you based on the value you give back to the organization, not the number of hours you spend at the office. I hope you agree with me. Then how can you add more value to your company? How can you add more value to your organization? Because when you add more value to your organization, you get more value from the organization in return in terms of high salary, vehicle, vacation. Hope you agree with me on this. You may have experienced some people work less hours but earn thundering amount of money because they have understood this principle, because they have understood their key value activities and they invest their time and energy only for them, so they get high results. But average or mediocre people, they focus on fewer value activities and produce fewer results. But they really work hard. They start early in the day and work till night. Most of the time they take their work for home as well. They do not have time to spend with their families. Most of the time they get exhausted and fed up with their jobs because they feel the organization is not paying for their hard work. They feel like the organization is underpaying for them. Sounds familiar? This rule applies to any employee, whether you are a junior executive or a senior manager in the organization. I'm going to share with you 6 steps where you can apply this rule into a career, into a life. Step number 1. Review your annual goals. You have to have crystal clear about what's the output the organization is expecting from you. You have to have crystal clear on the goals what you're going to achieve at the end of the year. So therefore, those goals have to be on your table. If you are not familiar with them, if you are not, clear with them, please talk to your boss. Please go to the HR division and get it in writing, because that's very important. When they are clear, then you know how to achieve them. So that's the number one. Step number 2, cascade them down into quarter, months, weeks and days. If someone asks you to eat an elephant, what you are going to do? You are going to divide into small parts where you can digest easily. Just in the same way, what you are going to do is here, you are going to divide into smaller goals where you can achieve them easily. So your long-term goals or the annual goals, what you are going to do, you are going to divide into quarter, months, weeks and days. Then you are very clear about the output, what you want to give at the end of the quarter, at the end of the month, at the end of the weeks, at the end of the day. So it is very clear to cascade down. Step number 3, prepare your to-do list. Now once you cascade it down, what you have to do is you have to have every day on your table a to-do list, a list of activities that you have to execute to achieve your weekly goals. Because when you achieve the weekly goals, you can achieve the monthly goals, and when you achieve the monthly goals, the quarter goals you will be achieved, and at the end of the day, you will achieve the annual goals. So therefore, to-do list is a very important thing. The list of activities that you are going to do on each day, it has to be on your table. Step number 4, identify key value items. This step will differentiate the high productive people with the low productive people. This step will differentiate the highly successful people with the unsuccessful people. It is very important. So here what you are going to do is according to the Pareto principle. So you are going to identify the 20% of the activities which give you high value. If you are having 10 items in the list, only 2 items will give you more value to your personal life as well as the professional life. Now the challenge is how you are going to identify these 2 items, high value items. According to my gut feeling, these items are very difficult to execute. These items we tend to postpone because we don't like to do it, because our mind always try to find out the shortcuts. So therefore we don't like to do some of the things which we feel uncomfortable. So that's the nature of the mind. But these difficult tasks will give you more value. You are going to postpone these type of activities. So therefore, spot on exactly what are these activities. Identify these activities. Step number 5. Start your day with the high value items. Most of the people, they start their work with the low value items or the activities which make them feel comfortable. As I told you earlier, that's the nature of our mind. What you have to do is you have to understand and you have to identify the high value items. Then you have to start them early in the morning, because in the morning our mind is free. You're having more passion, you're having more energy. And use that passion and energy and use the best hours of the day for the high value items. Step number 6. Do not concentrate for any other until you finish your high value items. This is very important, because if you do concentrate for the rest of the things without concentrating the high value items, you are not going to achieve what you want to achieve. And you have to avoid a lot of distractions. Sometimes your Facebook notifications, WhatsApp notifications, email notifications will urge your attention. Sometimes your friends will ask for you to have a chit chat or gossiping. All these things you have to avoid. Because you know why? When you say yes to the unimportant things in the life, you say no to the important things in the life. No man, no woman in the world has not achieved any success if he or she doesn't follow the self-discipline. So that is very simple. So therefore you have to have discipline, and you have to have the self-discipline, and you have to execute these tasks. Alright, follow this method today itself. Start today. This simple rule will add enormous value to your personal and professional life. I hope this video added enormous value to your life. I'll talk to you soon. Hi, this is KITHSIRI. Hope you get great value from this video. Please share and like this video, comment below and subscribe to my channel. I'll offer you more videos like this to improve your personal and professional life.